What's up, everybody? We back for another episode with Firm Podcast. You already know we got Charles in the building. We got Nick. What's up, Nick?
Hey, what's going on, everybody?
Man, how you feeling today?
Man, I'm good, bro. I'm good. It's a good Sunday.
Yeah.
I can't complain. How about you?
Man, I ain't got to complain in the world. I ain't got to complain. I could complain, but as the old head would always say, who gonna listen?
Yeah. Who want to hear?
Gonna listen?
Who want to hear it?
So listen, man, let me start out with a few. I want to start out with a few thank yous and acknowledgments, man.
Okay.
So episode's been going crazy online. Y'all showing us love with the likes. We truly appreciate that.
Definitely.
You know, Nick and I come in, we have a topic and it land well with us, but we don't really know how y'all feel about it until you engage. And so you tell us you like it. If you give me a call and say, hey, I saw this, or if you comment up under it, matching outfits with crazy.
Yeah.
Matching outfits with crazy. So we appreciate y'all because, we two black men, we not relationship experts, but we just giving y'all our perspective and our opinion. So anytime you reach out and do something to just tell us you rocking with the campaign, we truly appreciate that. So keep that going.
No, I agree. I think, just echoing your sentiments, I think, just thank you to all the dads, because I know we get a lot of calls. I know for sometimes as men, we don't really jump in the comments. We'll shoot you a text or give you a call. So I appreciate that because I know it takes a lot of courage. We talk about all the time for men to get in a space to where I reach out to another man, just tell him thank you for something that he's either done or just done for me or just done in general. That's hard.
Facts.
So I always appreciate that, man. We appreciate, again, all the love, man. And we're going to be in the matching blue outfit soon, man.
Listen,
we're getting
matching outfits. We working towards
now the Jesus sandals, I'm not wearing them now.
We can't. It's going to be some
Jesus
sneakers.
now. It's going to be some J's or something.
Okay, cool.
We ain't going to do no sandals, man.
I actually had 2 women call me, too, about the episode. So it was a hit. It was like just an opinion. But I'm going to tell you what I really think it was. It was hope. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Because as it pertains to relationships, a lot of people are having their ups and downs.
Yeah.
And because we don't talk about what our struggles are, it can feel like you may be going at it alone.
Yes.
But if you hear somebody else talk about the hope in sticking through the relationship and hanging on and working towards matching outfits, 2 things happen. 1, people are like, you know what? We're not on our own out here. But 2, I tell people all the time, if I know what this person's crazy is, I might as well stick this out.
Yeah.
Than to start out and go somewhere else and got to learn this person all over again. Now, I'm not telling you to be abused or undervalued. I ain't saying that. But if they crazy is, maybe they don't pick stuff out the floor up when you want them to. You can overcome that.
Yeah. But again, everybody comes with some type of luggage, though, bro.
Yes, sir.
You got to decide who you want to help unpack. You got to decide who you want to help unpack. Yeah, all of it ain't Louis.
Folk got that.
Some of it knock off some of that
mismatched duffel
some
bag.
of that Metropolitan Flea Market Louis. Some of us Phillips. But hey. It is what it is, but you gotta decide, hey, who I'm gonna help unpack. Because we come with baggage too, and I think sometimes we don't see our own baggage that we come with because we see ourselves one way, but our partner sees us another way.
That's it.
So we got to be in the space where we can receive that, man.
So we're gonna keep this thing going, man. In terms of questions, we got another one today.
It's gonna be good.
You can't play with that. You can't play with that boy Curtis. So this is 21 questions, no copyrights intended. Don't play with Curtis because he real petty. Yeah. He'll find you. 21 questions, particularly 21 questions for black men. I think we qualify. Yeah. This for us.
Yeah.
You ready?
Yeah.
Okay, let's ride.
You got it because your phone, mine the time out of lock. So hey,
go
ahead. I'm gonna let you
talk about you because that's a setting you could turn off. So I ain't gonna talk about my boy, but that's all right.
I'm an old man.
Who is the most influential person in your life? Question number 1. Who is the most influential person in your life?
My mother.
Okay.
My mother's my most influential person because she's my everything, man. She's my hope. She's just, when I say like the beginning and the end, that's who that is for me. I think this person, I've just seen her just grow tremendously. I think I love the evolution of my mother. I just think she's the coolest person on the planet. I think she's just different, bro. I just can't even really describe it because I think even when I think about my mother, I think about somebody who's always gonna make it happen. Mm-hmm. She's always made it happen. I think even some of the circumstances that we went through as children, she just always found a way out of it. And I think I've just seen her move in such a, eloquent manner as related to whatever life gave her. And she never worried about it. And I think I try to take that on. My mother's, and I'm tired of saying, I know this makes it sound a little off the wall. My mother's AK, but her line name was Cool Breeze.
Yeah, that's
so when you see my mom, that's what you see when you see her. So it's very fitting of her. So I try to do everything like her, looking like, okay, how do I stay calm even in some of the wildest situations? But she's always been there. So that's my biggest influence. But then even too, I tell my kids, that's the motivation for me always to do things the right way. Because even at 43, I'm always worried about how my mother sees what I do. And I'm always like, okay, how would she look at this? Would this disappoint her? Does this reflect how she raised me?
Mm-hmm.
You know, and I was telling my kids the other day, like, I never really got in trouble because I saw her struggles or just saw I felt like to make her life easier, I need to do these things. And so that was all, and she never told me that. It's just like something I just took on, like, okay, how do I be a blessing to her for God blessing her blessing me to be her son.
Yeah.
So just looking at that way. How about you, bro?
Yeah, I mean, not to be too cliche, but I'm gonna keep it right there too. Same thing. Shout out to Monica. What's up, Mama? Same thing, but from a different perspective. So early on, my mama was so hard in terms of like discipline. My whole life was, boy, just don't get caught. Don't get caught. Cause this lady gonna knock your head loose. You understand what I'm saying? Don't get caught. But now where I am, it's this thing similar to I'm working, so I can go in there. Like my dream is to go in there and tell my mama, hey man, we don't answer to nobody no more. Come on. We don't answer to nobody no. My mama hadn't retired yet. So if I was able to do that before she hit her retirement age, that's it. Like, but come on, we don't answer to nobody no more. What you want? Hey, here go the boom. That's yours right there. Every month you do whatever you please. You don't worry about nothing else. In terms of influence, in terms of like the goals that I'm making, but also to your point, the questions I ask myself is, can she be proud of this decision? So whether it's, where I work, and you're talking about somebody with a wife, with kids and the whole nine, but I'm still thinking about like, okay, my responsibility as the oldest child, as my mom's oldest son, who do I need to be in her most stressful time of her life? Who am I gonna have to be? Yeah. I'm gonna have to be able to be an anchor, a rock. I should be able to handle certain situations, but bring folks together. So yeah, Mom Dukes. I like this next one too. What are the opportunities you see as a black man in a dominantly white community? So I'm gonna give context to this, right? Because I don't necessarily want us to think about this in terms of I'm out here on my own struggling, or I'm out here in a white dominant world. But I want us to reduce this in terms of to like a white community. So let's say you're in a particular profession, you're in a particular space, and it's dominated more so by white men than it is any other group of folks. What are the opportunities that you see as a black man?
For me, I think it just starts off with I have an opportunity just to dispel the myth of what you think black men are. Because I think I can show up in a manner that one represents my culture, my community, to make you just look at us different and understand like, oh, they're not what the media portrays them to be. So I'm just gonna keep it simple. I think it's just an opportunity just for me to show up too and just dispel that myth. But then also, I don't know, like with me, it just feels like opportunity just like, again, to dispel that myth, but to think about how do I showcase, I guess, who and what we are. Yeah. How do I showcase that? So I would keep it simple. That's my simple answer.
And in similar line of thought, but this is the way I show up. So I'm often in spaces where I'm one of a few minorities in the room. And we done had this conversation offline. Every time I go into a space, or if I'm in a space where we're not the majority, to your point, I'm representing for everybody who can't get in this room. Yeah. For everybody who don't get an opportunity to come into this space, I'm representing for them. So I'm not only just putting on for me, but to your point, I'm making sure that they know, one, they recognize and honor the exceptional talent that exists amongst black people. That's first. Yeah. Two, I'm bringing a perspective and diversity of thought that they never would have gotten had they not had me in this room. So I'm putting on, in the words of Jesus, I'm putting on for the city. Everywhere I go, I'm making sure that they understand and know, but we might need to get us a few more black boys in this table. Yeah. A few more black women in this table. You know what, man, black folks are exceptional. And I don't care what their personal perception is. I want to make sure I give them something so that they know this is who we are, which is also what drives me crazy when we cut up online. But that's a whole nother conversation.
They make me start talking about that, but I ain't gonna go there, man.
We ain't gonna jump there yet.
That's a whole nother episode.
We ain't gonna jump there yet. That's why I get so in my feelings. Here we go. Number 3. What is the biggest lesson you learned from being a person of color? We're gonna say being black. We can call it what it is. African American. You cool with black African American?
Whichever way you want to say it.
Okay, I want you to stand up and say you're more or something on me. Okay, I ain't
taking nobody. We ain't gonna do this, man. Every episode we on the verge, man, of getting banned, man.
All right, come on.
See, I said something last episode, you said something. Here you go, man.
It's on you.
I'm gonna let you answer the question first, bro.
Biggest lesson I've learned. And so I'm gonna make this this whole kind of full circle. The biggest lesson I've learned in the shortest, sweetest way possible. Man, you can't stop this. You can't, there is nothing that can be done to stop, and I'm not telling nobody to come and try, right? I'm not telling nobody to try to, give us a new obstacle because we got enough. But historically, present day, when you look at like some of the most marginalized people, tactics have been used against our people in every shape, form, or fashion. And we still riding around, creating businesses, reaching the top. We still buying homes. We still raising families. I'm gonna even go a little bit deeper. You can take a black woman who's been addicted to crack cocaine, they can still give birth to a healthy baby. You can't listen, you can say what you want to say about that. You could say what you want to say about that. They will still produce a healthy baby. So it shows me it's just something there. It's just something there. You can't stop this. So resilience and that persistence.
God's chosen few.
Ooh, yeah.
But you, and what's the question again? Because I want to make sure I answer it right.
The biggest lesson you learned from being a person of color.
The rules ain't the same, and you have a small margin for error.
The rules ain't the same. You got a smaller margin. I go for that.
I think when I say the rules ain't the same, it's just understanding, like, you got to understand the rules and you got to adapt to the game and make yourself win. You know what I'm saying? You understand, I don't get the same opportunities as everybody else.
Yeah.
And when I do get those opportunities, much like we were just speaking about, I'm representing for just not myself, but for my community. Because again, if I miss, I may close the door for everybody to come behind me. And my mindset is always, how can I keep this door open and let more people in? And I say the margin for error is because I may do something one time, and that one time may cost me everything. I don't have nobody with this major trust fund I'm sitting on, the way if I lose the opportunity, I came for money.
You want an example?
You can give one.
That's my boy who bet on himself.
Which one?
Portland. When he in Portland?
Oh,
in the NBA?
Oh.
My boy got a lifetime ban.
Man, but their family had a rough week though, bro. You see what happened to their family?
That's Porter?
Porter. So, the brother got the lifetime ban and the other brother going to prison. For DUI, he killed somebody. And then your brother and Michael playing in the playoffs. So that whole week just shook that whole family up. You had one brother lose his career, one brother go to prison for 6 years, and another in the playoffs. So you got all this going. And I'm talking about it happened in the same week, bro. So again, we ain't got them chances. And again, we have a bullseye on our back. So probably the biggest lesson I've learned is we don't have a lot of chances. The margin for error is slim. The rules ain't the same. And I think when you get the opportunity, you better make the best of it. You better make the best of it, bro.
Yeah. And for all of the people who are, 2024, I saw a video, 2024 and things ain't the same. Them folks all over the news. We still ain't talking about Brett Favre taking welfare money from the poorest state in the United States of America. Next question. Let's see. What is that one piece of advice you wish to give to other younger black men? What's that one piece of advice you wish you could give to other younger black men?
I'm going to say the day off the top of my head, I'm going to say the world don't care about you.
Okay.
Because sometimes we think we matter, but we only matter to that small group of people that really care about us. Because again, when I say that is, too, it's like from the mindset of we don't get a lot of opportunities. So if you mess this up, bro, you done. Nobody cares about you, except for that few people in your circle. So be mindful of that and be mindful of your actions, because we can do one thing, again, that can ruin everything for us. And I know a lot of times you'll hear in our community, people come back saying, oh, Charles ain't have his daddy, Nick didn't have his daddy. They don't care nothing about that.
Nope.
All them excuses you making don't matter. It don't matter. Yeah. Either it is or it ain't. That's just it, black and white. And again, we don't get those chances.
Yeah.
So understanding, this world don't care about you, bro. And sometimes I ain't gonna say you don't matter, but stop thinking you matter more than you do really matter to this world, because you don't.
Yeah.
And so as a young black man, being mindful of that and putting yourself in situations where you're always winning, or favorable situations for you. That's what I look at. But
yeah.
What you got, bro?
So one of the greatest lessons I was ever given, and I think it applied to every young black man. Focus on what you do have and make the most of that. So I had this conversation with my sons all the time. Everything you've been given, whatever your belief system is, we talk about from God and the Most High in my house. Whatever you've been given, your responsibility is to make the most of that. Whether it's your talent, it's your time, it's the skill, whatever it is, focus on that. If you focus on that, what you don't have don't even matter. Focus on what you do have and make the most of it. Because that's the cards you've been dealt. You can complain forever about what you don't have. But if you focus on what you do have, well, the world is your oyster.
It is. And I think I would even tell a young black man too, don't be afraid to ask for help.
Ooh.
Don't be afraid to ask for help, bro. Like, it's a lot of, we set ourselves behind so far by not asking for help because you can always learn from anybody. And like we just talked about offline, we were talking about how we grew up around older dudes. I did. Yeah. Because I wanted to get that game, bro. And I felt like being with people my age, you couldn't give me that. So I wanted to get that game. So I think we young boys just asking for help, man. Asking for help. And just sometimes just looking at the people in front of you. It's been examples in front of you, bro, using them examples. Because sometimes we think, oh, man, Charles got caught. Man, Charles stupid. That's why he got caught. No, bro. Look at Charles' mistakes and learn how to implement that and switch it up in your game, man, and understand, okay, I got to do this differently to understand that.
Yeah.
But I think we have to get to a place where we ask for help, man. We have to ask for help. And that does not make us less of a man. That makes us more of a man.
Going back to season 1 now, man, suffering in silence.
Yeah. But
suffering in silence. You sitting with 10 people going through the same thing, and y'all could help each other.
Yep. And won't nobody ask no questions. Happens all the time.
You got to be a gangster. Well, you got to be a man.
What a gangster,
man in air quotes.
Well, the gangster thing and the man thing is asking questions. Because most men won't do it. So that's what makes it gangster, because you ain't even about that life. You not even about that life to ask a question, bro. Or to seek help.
Yeah, because on the surface, that's what you were told. Like, you ain't going around here asking nobody for no help. What you doing?
Yeah.
Yeah, we've been breaking that down for a while. All right, this next one may be, maybe you need some time to think about this one, so we might get.
Oh, there you go.
I'm just saying, it ain't, it ain't terrible.
There you go, man.
Can you describe the worst racist encounter you've had? You went to school in the Midwest. You went to.
I went to school south. I was south the whole time.
So you.
Oh man.
What is the one? Can you describe the worst racist encounter you've had?
I think the worst I can pop off the top of my head is I remember being on the phone with Foot Locker, and I ordered this Nike hoodie, and they sent me something wrong, so I was trying to go back there and get a new order. There was an older white guy on the phone. He said, "You sure you want to order a hoodie? Because you know what happened when y'all wear hoodies."
Ooh. You should have went and got
it. And I was like, "Wow, what'd you say?" He was like, "No, I just didn't mean it like that. Just a lot of things been happening to people when they wear hoodies." I said, "Wow." So I ended up calling the corporate office, and the corporate office ended up giving me credit, and they said they were going to, investigate because they recorded. But that probably was one of the wildest things I can think of off the top of my head. And it was almost around the time that Trayvon Martin had passed.
Yeah. See, we weren't really familiar with being crunk then. That was a call being crunk right there.
Yeah.
But we finna get the bag.
Yeah. So that was probably the most I can think of off the top of my head.
The next Foot Locker hoodie would have had Nick Clark on the back of the Nick Clark line of Foot Locker hoodie.
But I was just so taken back, bro, because it was wow. Yeah, I ain't know. So I would think that would probably be it, bro.
I'm gonna give you mine. All right. Mine, I go to school in Daytona Beach. I'm at Bethune-Cookman. Right? Now, Monica, y'all know I shouted out Monica early on. Monica told me, you go down there and get anything less than a 3.5 GPA, you coming home. This the greatest freedom I ever had in my life. I ain't going home. I'm just giving you perspective. So my grade's A1. I ain't coming home. My grade's A1. I live in the scholarship house. I'm in the car. I'm gonna give you like this. I'm in the car with 3 other black men. I got a 3.7, and I probably got the lowest GPA in the car. I got a 3.7. I got the lowest GPA in the car. We got on hoodies that say Bethune-Cookman, though. They not black. They our colors burgundy and gold. One person had a gray hoodie. But let me tell you where we were coming from. We college students. It was all you can eat pancakes at IHOP. Of course we going. In a 2008 Honda Civic. We turned out of the IHOP in Daytona Beach. A bike cop pulled in front of the car. And literally within seconds, it's police all around the car. We rolled the windows down. Police officer come up here, white police officer. What we got here? A bunch of thugs in the car. What they doing?
Wow.
These his words.
Wow.
These his words.
Wow.
Now I'm taking back because I'm like, bro, I got the lowest GPA in the car. I got this boy right here from the Bahamas probably smarter than all y'all outside the car. I guarantee. This is my man right here, Donovan. Hey, he's socially awkward to death. Oh, but he the smartest black man I ever met in my life. And that was the first statement that I heard that they were coming up to the car. One thing about me, though, I was raised with my great-grandparents, so I've been on game, in terms of, like, you ain't had to pull no wool over my eye. But that was my racist encounter. Folk coming from IHOP.
Hey, it happens.
Hey,
bro.
man, it happens.
It happens.
Here we go. Can you recall a situation where your color did not matter? I'm going to skip the rest of some of these now.
I can't really, no.
Yeah. I'm going to skip. That was where it did not matter. I'm going to leave that one alone. You thinking about it? You got something?
I think it always matters.
It always matters?
But I that's just me. That's just me. I think it always matters. I think it
I'll
always.
give you one piece of wisdom. You ready?
What's up?
The former president of 100 Black Men of America, he was once the 100 Black Men president of Atlanta, Tommy Deutsch, rest in peace. Tommy Deutsch was famous for saying, all kinfolk ain't skinfolk, and all skinfolk ain't kinfolk. So if you've ever been in a situation where the worst statement you heard about black people was from a black person, you'll really internalize that. So I've been in a situation where I've heard somebody talk about black people as though they weren't black. So all kinfolk ain't skinfolk, and all skinfolk ain't kinfolk. Well, that's a wise line right there. It'll save you from making the mistake of trusting the wrong group of folk. Yeah.
I ain't gonna even say nothing about that. We just gonna ride out.
Yeah, we're gonna ride out. I'm telling you,
we gonna ride out in the Bronco.
Hey, man.
That's all I'm gonna say. We gonna ride out in the Bronco.
Listen, man, ride out the Bronco. you say rest in peace, OJ?
Yeah.
Hey, man. You might as well. You'll say roll in the Bronco. A white Bronco too. Hey, man. Next question. What should parents stop teaching their children? Ooh, what should parents stop teaching their children?
Ooh.
That's a loaded question. What should they stop teaching their children?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I'm gonna let you answer that one first, bro. I'm thinking through that one.
What should they stop teaching their children? Man, that's a tough question, but I think we talked about it a little earlier on in terms of maybe it's not a specific thing, but we should work to not educate our children according to our views and perspectives. And here's what I mean. I'm not saying not according to your values. Like, I think sometimes we're parenting our children from our place of trauma and hurt. And so you might be preparing your children to deal with something that they don't have to deal with. Or you might be molding their mindset and their frame of mind from your place of trauma, which is preventing them from being able to see the whole picture. So maybe it's not a specific thing to stop teaching them, but really we talked about this. Take a value of the things you're teaching your kids, and if it's really relevant and in the context of what they need to be successful today. Maybe it's more along those lines.
I think we have to stop teaching our kids too to, I don't even know how I want to phrase it, because I think I'm gonna definitely phrase it wrong. I think we have to teach our kids too to not go back and forth with authority.
Ooh, respect the seat.
And I think we don't teach our kids. I think sometimes too we let our kids talk to grown people or disrespect grown people. And that ain't never a good thing to me, bro. See, I'm from the old school where, like, if somebody did something to me, I had to go tell my mother, and she stepped in and she handled that. It wasn't that I could go curse them out and then my mother don't have a problem with that. So I think we have to teach our kids, one, how to respect the authority. I think we have to stop teaching them to always speak up. Like, some things you stay in a child's place. Teach them how to stay in a child's place. Stop teaching them, because we allow them to enter adult spaces. No, you stay in a child's place. I need to teach you how to stay in a child's place. Stop teaching you like you're an adult. No, you're not an adult. When an adult does something, you come get me and I handle it. I think, because that's a big thing in our community. Our kids, we don't always respect authority. Respect their seat. Yeah. So we have to learn how to respect their seat, man. Understand, I'm a child. And I need to move as such.
And you and I know this. We see eye to eye on a lot of this stuff. I mean, that's exactly what it is in my house. I don't care what the teacher said. If they didn't put their hands on you, you need to let me know and let me handle that. Yeah. Because I think I told you before, but the children started like a coup with the teacher at the high school, and they told the teacher, basically they were telling her errors in teaching. And then I told my children, I'm like, hey, I told my oldest daughter, I'm like, at the end of the day, she got the final say. So she got the grade book. So y'all can do all this popping y'all gums because y'all emotional in that moment. And that lady can come back and give all y'all a 0 for the next 3 assignments and your grades torched.
Yeah.
When all you really got to do is come back and tell daddy. Because see, daddy can go, I can request a meeting, I can have it in private. I also talk to them in the context of sports. You've been in this situation before as a player and a coach. If somebody try that referee, the game cooked for y'all.
Yeah.
Because you damaged that referee's ego publicly.
You got to know who holds the power.
You got to respect the seat.
Yeah. You got to know who holds the power and you move accordingly.
Yeah.
And it's like it teaches your kids one tactic. Because one is going to allow you to put your emotions in check, from one area, but then two, okay, now I got to think of how do I get my point across where they receive it and it's beneficial to me going forward.
Yeah.
I think that's what I would say. We need to stop teaching our kids that, bro.
Definitely. And this one might be.
Oh, here you go, man.
I don't know. I'm just going to ask the question.
You ask it, man. I'm going to see who.
What do most people think about you that is absolutely not true? Yeah. See that smirk? I see that smirk. I know already. What do most people think about you that is absolutely not true?
Man, I'm gonna go light, man. I'm gonna go light.
Okay.
People think I ain't shy, bro. And I think and I say it again, I'm a people's introvert. I know how to step in a room and work a room, but most of the time I'm really shy to myself.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I'm shy to myself. I like being alone. Like I'm not gonna be the cat that's always on the scene.
Mm-hmm.
And I think people probably would think something like that, but I'm not on the scene. Like my fun is never going to a club, never being in a bar or something like that. My fun may be just working out in the yard, looking online for something to decorate the house with, or just, cutting the grass, something like that. So just, you're so different than what people think you are.
Mm-hmm.
I'm very simple, man. Like a good Saturday to me, I can get up and cut my grass early, go get the car wash, maybe go up to the outlet, look around, come back home and watch a basketball game. That's a great weekend to me. That's a great Saturday.
Yeah.
So I think just that, bro. I'm not that person.
Yeah.
What you got?
Man, contrary to popular belief, people think I love to talk in front of people.
Oh, I would have thought that too, though, bro. Hey, man, you want to take Charles, man? Come on, man. One take, man.
I embrace what it means to make your best attempt to just do the best you can. To show up with excellence. That's what it means. And so, but I mean, I'm not going to run to be the speaker. But if you tell me this is what I got to do, I'm going to do it. But I'm not running to be in front of the group of the people because I would much rather be back here setting up and just going on about my business. I contributed to what was happening.
Yeah, I can see that, but I can't see that with you, bro. Because I think like with you, man, like that's a gift, though, bro. That's a gift. Like I've told you before, like like you one of the people you'll sit back, you'll observe the space, then it's like, oh, here you go, home fit go through here and tell this thing. It's like you fit to kill it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Well,
you fit to kill it.
Well, he didn't. He being God didn't select me to dunk the basketball, so I gotta. You know what I'm saying? I want to fly one time. I wish I knew what it felt like to fly, like to just give it to somebody. I'm talking about I want people to stand and go crazy.
Yeah.
I ain't never had that.
Yeah.
So my version of that, we always keep it in the sports. My version of that is, hey, folks give you the mic, give them what you're supposed to give them.
Yeah.
Because that's what he gave me to work with. To that earlier lesson about my kid, this is what he gave me to work with.
Yeah. You gotta use working your play your strong hand, man. Play your strong hand, bro.
Yeah. But I'm telling you, one time I get down there with Harry the Hawk, they let me get on the little trampoline. I'm gonna try it.
Hey man, just don't miss the trampoline, bro.
Yeah, I gotta do it. I gotta do it practice first.
Just don't miss the trampoline.
Can't do it in front of the arena, but I gotta do it in practice first. I definitely want to know. I don't even know what the rim feel like until I bought one in the store one time. But I don't even know what it feel like.
Hey,
what do
2 points is 2 points. That's all I'm gonna tell you.
Hey man,
basketball term, man. 2 points, 2 points, bro.
Y'all should, y'all should have told them. Should have told LA that, man. They gotta do something with Gru. I see my boy Kane. Y'all,
hey, man.
If anybody watches, was it Despicables?
Yeah.
With the Minions?
Mm-hmm.
My boy showed up at the thing looking like Gru, didn't he?
Hey, he talked about it after the game.
Boy, he looked just like Gru with the scarf on. He showed up, but Gru gonna come out there and give you 32.
Boy, and jump this high.
Boy ain't gonna miss. Ain't got an athletic bone. Don't look like it at all.
Can't jump over the free throw line.
Boy, ball don't miss the net.
Nope.
And then they could do with 2 points to 2 point. All right. Let's see here.
Go on, run you one.
Go on, run me one.
Let me ask you this: while you thinking of something?
Okay.
What was what's been your hardest point in life, man?
Hardest point in life?
Yeah.
Man.
And we can even, I don't know if you want to look at it from just as a man and then as a father.
Okay. I mean, let me see. Hardest point in life. Well, first of all, let's go with the father part first. Anytime a father has to struggle financially, that's difficult.
Mm.
Everything is on your plate.
Mm.
You thinking about, like, I don't know how anybody else has processed this, but for me, it was your worth is attached to your ability to provide and protect.
Mm.
And so for me as a father, when going through a difficult moment or season like that, it was really questioning my value. Like, if I can't provide and protect for them and protect them as father, as dad, what am I really here to do?
Mm.
Now, you can get into all of the deeper stuff about loving them and all this kind of stuff, but if their needs ain't met and they don't have what they need, and you don't feel like you can contribute to that, and your mental is wrong, that was the most difficult moment I've ever been in as a father, but it's also the greatest motivation. And so what I would admit to is that, there are some people who like heard they were going to be daddies and that gear just clicked and they just became the greatest hustler on earth. I'm not finna sit here and tell nobody that. That wasn't me. You know what I mean? Because one, I was in school, so I'm working towards what I think I should be doing from a career perspective. But ain't nothing like getting that piece of paper and not having a job, and you still got somebody to provide for. You talk about want to be humble real quick, that's humbling. So that was probably the most difficult moment in terms of like fatherhood and just a man in general. I don't know. I think before I was really even a man, I was probably like 16, 17 years old when all the lessons I had been taught just kind of came to a head and I really got it. Like, boy, when you leave this house, nobody really cares about you.
Mm.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you parents may tell their children that, but to realize, not just as a man, but as a black man, ain't nobody coming to your rescue. If something happened to you, ain't nobody coming to your aid. If I went out here today and police APD killed me on Rav David, folks might march for a week, but they ain't gonna do that. What's really gonna happen? And when that really sucks in, for me, that was one of those like, damn, boy, you just gotta figure this out. Like, ain't nobody coming for you. You know what I mean? And listen, people will celebrate and they love black men, whoop, 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 whoop. Ain't nobody coming for you, big dog. I mean, that's just where if they ain't in your immediate family, boy, they not coming. And I realized that somewhere probably about 16. And it was just really like this one of those like, damn, what we doing all this for? It was like one of them, like, it's like as if somebody had hit me because everything came full circle. But if you don't get it for you, ain't nobody gonna care. So that was that.
Hardest moment as a father. Man, I think sometimes like the self-doubt, because I think sometimes, especially sometimes with me, just sometimes the things I felt like I didn't have. I think I was hard on myself, and sometimes you never gave yourself the empathy, even just the encouragement you needed. Because I was always hard, like, am I doing a good job? Like I overly critiqued everything through the process. And I think sometimes by doing that, you miss a lot of moments because you are doing a phenomenal job as it relates to this thing called fatherhood. But you sometimes can't see it because you have this thought of, this is what I should be. This is what it should look like. And it's like, fatherhood is like that Google Docs, like it's forever changing. It's always updating. It's always something different. And you're doing a good job by showing up and just giving everything you have to give. So I think that was one of my probably hardest times, just like mentally getting to a space to where I could say, okay, I'm good at this thing called fatherhood.
Yeah.
Because I struggled with it because you didn't really have a lot of examples. So it made it hard. And sometimes I was always just doing what I felt like I wanted my dad to do for me, or just what I thought a kid may need. And that was hard, because sometimes too, man, doing this journey too, even when you're doing that, your kids don't understand, being a visionary, and it's lonely. So there we go again. So that visionary part makes it lonely because everybody don't agree with your decisions, but you had this vision in the long run to where when it happens, you don't even get credit for that. You know, even though like, hey, you already saw this coming, and just being a visionary, you were preparing them for that, but you still don't sometimes get credit for that. So that was like a hard moment, like understanding, to even just that, understanding you're not gonna always get credit. That was a hard moment because I wanted to be celebrated for what I had done right. And sometimes it's like you would not celebrate it for that. So learning how to, one, pick myself up, pat myself on the back, and just give myself grace, bro. And understand how blessed my kids were or are to have me.
Yeah.
Cause it's hard. So I think that's probably the hardest part of this journey as a father. And just strengthening myself mentally, physically, and spiritually through that journey. So it's like, man, bro, you're doing a good job. Stop overthinking it.
So I'm glad you said that, and it really made me think about this too, right? People always say stuff like, I wouldn't take that lesson back. I learned so much about it. And I was at one point like, I know we use it on cuz shit, I ain't never going through that again. If I could give it to somebody I show, well, I don't want to go through that no more. However, when you look back on it, it's like anything else. The first time you lift a certain amount of weights, you're like, boy, I could do that. The first time you go through something, you can come out on the other side. You're like, boy, I could do that. I can look back on it, and I ain't gonna break down. I can break down the numbers, but if I could tell you, I fed a family of 5 with $11, you'll say, how you do that? Yeah. Ask me. To this day, I can do that. Now, inflation a different game now, so my $11 ain't no same $11. But I fed a family of 5, protein, vegetables, bread, whole 9 for $11. Well, a box of Jiffy was 50 cents. Pack of leg quarters might cost you $5. That's the most expensive thing. 2 packs of rice might get you for $1, and I give them Kool-Aid. Don't play with them. Or I get them something to drink. Like whole family, but that was only because I had these experiences to where I had to do that. Like I'm talking about coming from a place. I tell people all the time, if I get into like my moments of gratitude in life, I give God grace, gratitude for everything. But I go to the gas pump right now, fill up 2 cars, don't think nothing about it. Why there was a period of my life, my oldest children were much younger. But somebody wasn't going to daycare, because we ain't have enough gas to go to daycare and the job. Now I pull up to the pump, fill both of them suckers up. Folks talking about, boy, it's inflation. I say, what, you ain't gonna drive the car? I ain't finna park the car because the gas going up, boy. So if it's 60, it's 60. Fill them both and keep it pushing.
Yeah. Can't overthink it.
You can't overthink it. But you also got to be grateful. But I wouldn't have that same, I don't think I would have that same level of gratitude had I never had to go through those moments.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, it is what it is. What else? That was a good question. You got another?
Oh, man, no, that was just kind of popping off my head, man. That's just one of them ones. Because I always like to hear people, too, understand the difficulty and how you got this point, because I think the power of perseverance is unmatched, man, especially for Black men. I always just hearing how we go through things and how we push through things.
Yeah.
Because it's easy to be good. How do you get through that hard, man?
Yeah.
How do you get through that rough time?
I got one for you right here. I think this gonna be the one. You ready?
What's up?
What are you most afraid of? Yeah, that's it.
It's a few ways to look at that, components to look at that, man.
I mean, that's up to you. What are you most afraid of? The question is wide open. How you can look at it multiple perspectives, however you want to give it. What are you most afraid of?
What I'm most afraid of, I'm gonna look at it from this end. What I'm most afraid of is not doing what I'm put on this earth to do. That's what I would think. I think God blesses everybody on this earth to have some type of purpose. And I think just wanting to truly walk in my purpose. And I think, I always said I knew my purpose. My purpose was to help people and to do what I'm kind of doing, like even with my career, even with like podcasts, like to help people, like to be a vessel of inspiration, motivation, support, but just help people. So I think walking in my purpose, but I think my fear is that you don't maximize that, because I want to maximize that in every aspect of the word, because I don't take lightly the gift he's given me, and I don't take lightly the impact I have on people. So I think that's one of my fears. And I think another fear within that is sometimes people not And I have to worry about it, not worry about it at the same time. But I think I worry about it because I think sometimes people don't understand how much I'll do for people. You know what I'm saying? How much I give of me to sometimes. Cause I see things in people sometimes I think they don't even see. And how do I put you in a situation to win?
Yeah.
So my fear is, again, just not maximizing the tools that God has given me. I think just not maximizing that, man. A fear of fatherhood, I'm gonna say this is, a fear of mine is, a fear of mine sometimes as a father is becoming too full of myself the way you can't even hear your kids.
Ooh.
I never want to get to the point to where I think I'm just always right and I'm just dad and my word is law. I know that's the truth, but I still want to be at a space too where I'm able to receive them and receive what they're telling me, because I would hate, man, my fear would be when my kids go out to say something like, I hate you because you never did this or you never listened to me.
Mm-hmm.
That would crush me. We were just talking about that offline, things that'll crush you because your kids can crush you, bro.
Yeah.
Because you can think you were killing fatherhood. They just say, Dad, you didn't do boom, 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 boom. And you're like, didn't.
Yeah.
So those are some of my little minor fears, but yes, what you got, bro?
And I take, if my kids were to tell me what I didn't do, I take it with a grain of salt because they some spoiled brats too. So, I ain't discrediting them, but I'm just saying, bro, they a little.
So you ain't gonna knock my word.
Yeah, you ain't gonna. I know what but with all that being said, everybody a gangster till it's time to be a gangster. My greatest fear is my kids having to go through a situation that I didn't prepare them for, and I had the tools to do so. So if I missed a moment to have a conversation, if I avoided a difficult moment, if I didn't use an example in life to give them a lesson, my greatest fear is not preparing them to deal with something that I had the tools to prepare them for. With that, it's also like this kind of double, I don't know what to call it. It's like this both and, right? Because I'm also super afraid of missing the moment. So I think I talked about this a little bit offline, but Blake was like, hey, I'm cutting the grass, I'm deep in the way. When you get started doing something like that, I'm just trying to get to the finish line.
Yeah.
Blake came out and was like, Dad, just random, Dad, can we play catch? And at first, I was like, mate, I pointed at I got my head muffs on, looking like real yard man out here, got my eye goggles on, my head, I'm like, man, you see what I'm doing? And he was like, okay. And he just turned and walked away. And then within the next 2 minutes, it just hit me. It was like, but the man just said he want to play catch. He might have something he want to talk about. He might just need a moment. He might need to just be seen right now. Maybe he don't even want to talk about nothing. He just want to be seen. He go to school, he in a class, he a number. He just wants to be fully seen, right? He in the middle. So, you spend a lot of times with the girls, you spend a lot of time with the smaller one. Maybe he just want this moment.
Yeah.
So the ability to go back and say, hey, come on, boy, let's play. And let's play catch. And for him to say, okay, yeah, Dad, give me some off the ground like the ground ball. Yeah, throw me some in the air, Dad, for him to be able to say that. But with that, my fear would be him saying later on, you remember when I wanted to play catch? I was 11. You didn't want to play catch? You ain't even want to talk to us. Like for him to come back and say something like that, that would be my fear.
Yeah.
So that's why I try to be, I ain't saying I always get it right, but I try to recognize when there's a moment, when there's a lesson. What are you most afraid of? I don't know, man. I the questions always get us in a unique space. Yeah, I ain't cried on here yet. Y'all ain't gonna get me, okay? I don't think I got no tears out of me yet. So I'm still working on it. I'm holding my record. I ain't saying nothing wrong with crying. Y'all just ain't got me yet.
He taking a shot at me, y'all. Hey, man, grandma make you cry, man.
Yeah,
grandma make you cry,
OG, man. OG,
grandma
man.
make
I
you
hope
cry.
all is well with OG too, man. OG
she good, man.
Yeah.
She good. She's still fighting at dialysis.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
She's
Still fighting the nurses.
It ain't in her
know?
not to fight.
You know, when you get that age, bro, it's like, man, damn the world.
Well,
it's my show. You know what I'm saying? Everybody gonna cater to me. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Part of her staying in the game is being able to say what she want to say and roll how she want to roll.
Yeah,
and I feel like she done earned that.
Yeah, she done earned it.
Yeah, everybody just need to lay down and take it.
Yeah, that's how you have to show up and do it.
Yeah, lay down and take it. She done earned that.
Definitely, bro.
Man, shout out to the OG, man. We talked about, Mom Deuce. Shout out Mom Deuce, man. Listen, at the end of the day, it's been another episode of the Fern Podcast. Great. We had a great conversation.
Yeah.
Coming back for it again.
Yeah.
And I will tell y'all again, please continue to like or throw a smiley face or comment. If you don't even like what we say, tell me you don't like it. I ain't gonna give you no energy because I don't care nothing about no hater. Feel me?
Yeah.
But if you don't like it, just tell me you don't like it. I'm okay with that. But more importantly, if you really want to hear about something, you want to know about something, want to drop some encouragement, we really, really, truly appreciate that from the bottom of our heart.